Let's take a look at how we learn. What you can see in the picture are neurons, and these neurons are making synapses. Can you see these lit up parts? These are the places where neurons connect. It's a complex biological process, but suffice to say that this is how we make our memories, and learning is no different. We learn by neural connections. I will tell you more about it in class. But let us see how this is important to vocabulary or any other learning. What do you see here? It's a human brain. Obviously, this is an arbitrary representation. Our brains are not so colorful. But let's enlarge the picture a little bit and see what we get there. Why are there different areas in colors? Oh yes, these are words. Our brains learn by association, and that association is by topic, right? We're going to focus on vocabulary now, right? So we generally associate words in a context. For example, vocabulary that is related to architecture, vocabulary that is related to building, materials. And these words, yes, these memories of these words are fired together by a context. I have oversimplified a very complex issue, but the point is that we are going to be working like that, okay? Let's read this together, and we're going to see that we learn vocabulary by association. These associations are neural networks. We store, almacenar, and we retrieve vocabulary from associations created by neural networks. Keeping those networks active by constant use help us to be fluent when we speak, because our brain knows where to retrieve, that is, ir a buscar the vocabulary from our memory banks. This is what we call in neuroscience long-term potentiation. Naturally, our brains are efficient at forgetting. That is why we have to keep the networks active by constant use. In other words, use it or you lose it. To help create this association mind maps, like the mind map we are going to create for word building, mind maps are a very efficient tool. But in this handout, we are going to look at others. For example, this mind map focuses on grammar in a way. We look at collocations with do, as do your homework, do business, do a good job. This yellow is not very good. Do a request. Do a report, sorry. Do a request is impossible. Do a course. Do exercise. Do your fingernails. Do your hair, which has to do with haircut or style. Do the shopping. You see, these all have in common do, and so this helps our memory. This other mind map focuses on vocabulary. Vehicles, right? So we have the names for different vehicles. This other mind map has to do with verbs related to journey. So you break a journey, you go on a journey, you have a good journey, you make your journey, resume, which is to restart, set out, etc. You're not supposed to learn this vocabulary, right? These mind maps are only an illustration. Oh my God, this is a very complex mind map. It was made by somebody for IELTS vocabulary. IELTS is an international exam, and it is related to the environment. And this person liked to make lots of connections. Probably this is a mess, but for the person who made this mind map, this is super useful, right? And here there's another one, right, related again to car hire. So you see the associations that I was talking about, right? So, the point here is that if you make your own mind maps, your learning will be efficient. If you want to draw them, actually that's fine because the human hand works a lot with our own nervous system, so they are more memorable. So, find a way of making your mind maps, either in writing or in software.